Out of all the figures in Homer's Iliad, Ajax is the most controversial. He is represented as both a coward and also an honourable warrior in different accounts of the story, told by philosophers and storytellers. And in my opinion, he has quite a legacy today, and through many other important periods of history. Now our story begins with Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, and Achilles, the Greek hero, fighting over a young woman called Briseis, who was the queen of Asia Minor at the time. This takes place during the Battle of Troy, where the Greeks were laying siege to Troy and trying to get in. Now at this point, Agamemnon won out over Achilles and took Briseis to be his own courtesan. Now Achilles, enraged at this, refused to fight. Now Achilles had to fight during the war. He was like a presence during the Greek army. So his best friend Patroclus, who was also his homosexual lover and another of the famous Greek heroes, put on his armour, both men being round the same size and shape, and decided to fight in his place. Now, during the battle he was confronted by Hector, who was a famous Trojan hero. The two engaged in combat and Hector knocked 7 bells out of him, and Patroclus died in the process. At hearing this, Achilles decided to take it upon himself to kill Hector, and this he did, and Hector's body was dragged unceremoniously around the walls of Troy through the dirt. His victory was short-lived, as the Trojan prince Paris got his bow and shot him through the heel, as we all know, and he later died of his wounds. Now this is where Ajax himself enters the story. He was one of the Greek heroes, son of the king of Salamis, and one of the great Greek heroes, matched alongside Achilles, Patroclus and Odysseus. Now, Ajax had gone into the walls of Troy and had brought back Achilles' body, and he brought it back to the Greek camp to have an honourable burial. For this, he hoped to gain Achilles' armour, which was the greatest honour a Greek soldier could hope to achieve at that time. But Odysseus had other ideas. He wanted the armour for himself. So he cunningly set up a means to get the armour off Ajax. And this was done by bringing all the Trojan prisoners in and hearing speeches from both Odysseus and Ajax. Now Ajax was a hero and a man of actions, not words. So he did not excel at this event, while Odysseus, being snake-tongued and wily, managed to talk them into giving him Achilles' armour. Now, Ajax saw this as a huge dishonour, and now this is where there is some controversy. According to Sophocles, going out into the Greek camp and murdering all the livestock, and then falling on his sword, even though Homer says nothing of this. Pindar, however, says he just committed suicide. Now, this act in itself could be seen as an act of cowardice in Sophocles' eyes, for he just couldn't accept the defeat from Odysseus, or in Pindar's eyes, because he was a disgraced hero, as an act of heroism. Now, looking at this kind of situation from a completely detached perspective, just looking at poetry and irony alone, we could see Achilles as swift and quick, both in combat and in his kind of character, in the way he dies. He dies a hero's death, nice and quick, and doesn't see anything that occurs after his death. While Ajax is forced to stay alive and witness a world that will have no place for him anymore, because Odysseus is the archetype of a man of opportunity, a wheeler-dealer, someone who could sacrifice his own morality to achieve his own personal goals. And this, we see Homer kind of elevating this fortune seeker above the honourable soldier. This could be seen as the end of a civilised world where men had honour and fought for honour, but I guess this is maybe due to the Greeks not having as much history to go upon, maybe naively. Although this ideal has reared its head many times during times when chivalry was an ideal, and even today men line up and die for their country's honour. So I guess in that respect, Ajax's legacy truly lives on.